What you're seeing before you was all made in Photoshop. That's right. Look at what I did in Photoshop, everybody. I made this crap. 3D animation via Photoshop. Yeah, it's real. It's real, everybody. You should be afraid. Make it fall out of an MSX Alien store. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. No, I'm gonna save you all from that terror. We don't need terror like that. What we need is terror from a game master today. We need for people to suffer, okay? Like, very suffer. Very suffer? Is that even... No, it's not. You know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying, okay? We need bad video games, and who better to give something bad and possibly make people suffer than our dear old friend, Jeff XVX. Come on in, Jeff, when you're able. If you are around, I would love to chat with you about the game. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I know. Okay, here's the deal. I know Jeff was like, I'm gonna go ahead and work on making sure that my microphone sounds fantastic and not like they're fire trucks and that I'm sitting outside my apartment because it's on fire. So yeah, we'll let him go ahead and play around with that a little bit. Now, for those who haven't seen Kuso6rande before, we have 4 people playing through a game that they have never played before, or there are a few cases where maybe they played like 1 minute of it and then vomited and decided never to return to it. You know, in general, they're extremely new to the game. Their goal is to make as much progress as they can during their playthrough, during the hour. Whoever makes the most progress wins. Most of the time, I compare it to like running a race rather than like sumo wrestling or anything like that. And sumo wrestling? What am I even saying? Like, you know, you're not going mano a mano or belly a belly. You're going, you know, you are just trying to make as much progress as you can as others go through. Jeff, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Oh, hello there. Sorry, I was talking a lot.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just waiting for you to finish.
I was talking about going belly a belly.
Oh.
Yeah, like sumo,
I don't know what that means.
Like
but...
sumo wrestling, okay? Except they don't do that in Kuso6rande. They're not sumos.
They could be, I don't know.
I mean, that would be kind of fun. Not gonna lie. Jeff, how are you doing? It's been a hot minute since we've talked to you.
Yeah, I've been doing great. Just spent some time replenishing my stock of Kuso.
Oh, good.
In the off season.
That's always good to hear. I hear that, you know, you found another game from way across the ocean in a little herd of country, right?
Well, not so little. This one's actually from Germany.
What's Germany, Jeff?
And it's from 1995, so it's not even West Germany.
Oh, okay. Is it East Germany? Is it either Germany? It's both.
No, it is just Germany.
Okay. Yeah. I know that you said that, and what? It was discovered or rediscovered by people last year? Something like that?
Yeah, March 2020, someone found a copy of it and put it online. So it had suffered an obscurity for 25 years.
Oh, well, we're gonna unleash its suffering to the rest of everybody here. What game is it today?
It is called Burry. Dan Burry. I don't know how you pronounce it in German.
Uh,
But
full name is Danielson Barry. That's how I'd pronounce it.
I don't think that's correct.
Okay, that's fine.
But it is Danburry. I think it's supposed to be two words. Danbury, because it's a name.
Burry. Yeah, you're
Oh.
probably right. Well,
It's hard to tell from that. But the manual has it as 2 words.
really? I guess maybe the title screen and the manual are from different games.
That's not surprising. But I feel like maybe they didn't have enough room to put that space on there. Well, no, it's Dan Burry in both points. Well, at any rate, Dan Burry is one of the members of the Burry family,
I wouldn't have guessed.
along with Bomb Burry, spelled B-O-M-B. I will let me send you the lore.
Wait, are you
What-
actually not making this up?
I am not making this up.
Okay.
If you want to look in the our Discord chat for the match, I posted all of the lore there from the manual.
Oh, I can definitely take a look later after I do setup, for sure. Yeah, for now, I'm just making sure that everything looks fine and dandy. So with this game, Dan Burry, the players will have 1 hour to try to figure out as much of this game as possible. Partially included in that is figuring out the basic mechanics of how to play, obviously, but also figuring out, how lives work, how continues work, if there are any of those, and how to make reliable progress through the game. Sometimes, depending on the ease of the game, it is fine to just rush through, but a lot of games tend to be more difficult, and the more that you just try to bash your way through, the more it fights back. So I'm excited to see how they deal with that.
This game's going to be interesting because it's going to require some patience on their part and some skills that are a little bit dissimilar from what we usually see in the platformer games we get on here.
Well, that's always a good hope. Yeah, just so everybody knows as well. So everybody knows. I don't think anybody needs to know this. Thank you. Maybe they do need to know that, Jeff. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the people who have subbed. My sister subbed. Thank you so much. NPC Lives, Eggplant Whiz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, someone is saying there's ice cream in this.
I did not find any ice cream during my playthrough. But that would be great. I'd love there to be some ice cream.
Oh no, Jeff. Okay. Justin made some milkshakes last night, and they've destroyed me.
Tell me about these milkshakes. What flavor were they?
Okay, the ice cream was vanilla.
Okay.
French vanilla, but they also had coffee and whiskey, and it was 11:30 at night. And yeah, they were also milk flavored. And let me just say, I was like, I just want yogurt. Can I just have yogurt? And Justin's like, no, we're having milkshakes. And yeah, my stomach is angry.
Well, today your soul is going to be angry.
Oh my gosh, good. I need to unleash pain upon other people in order to recover from this. Heck yeah. Okay, so I am working on getting everything finished and set up.
All right.
Yeah, basically, here's the deal. I think these are the worst things for me in order that came from the milkshake. One, sugar. Having that much sugar late at night. I'm sorry. I guess I'm getting old, but no, that destroys me. Second, milk. Even though I took a tablet, a lactate tablet, those don't really seem to help me very much. But yeah,
I didn't have a lot of luck with the lactate tablets either. What worked for me is going vegan, though.
yeah, that would be a good idea. Like, I really like anything that's coconut milk or any of the other types of milk. I love coconut. Okay, coconut is amazing. And then number 3, the whiskey, because I haven't had anything like that in months. And then 4th, coffee. Like, simply put, stimulants don't really stimulate me. I can fall asleep after coffee, so I'd say that was like the least of my concerns last night. Yeah. So if Justin tries to make you a milkshake, just be aware.
Well, I would not drink it unless it was coconut milk ice cream, perhaps, or maybe oat milk ice cream.
Oh,
those are pretty
oat milk
good
ice
too.
cream is so good.
Yeah,
Not lying, it's amazing.
I also don't drink alcohol, so it would have to be without the alcohol. At which point, it's just coffee would be okay. I'd be okay with coffee.
I rarely do. Like, simply put, I've got enough meds right now that, you know, I'd probably. It's just best to not. It's just best to not. Well, okay, I think everybody is live and streaming. Let me go ahead and check the audio to see how it sounds. Yeah, Jeff, you remember that anti-drinking game you gave me? I should have listened to that. Okay.
That was so good.
Yeah, it was great. I'm gonna go ahead and say that you warned about last night's milkshakes.
So this, for anyone who wasn't here for this, this was a, I want to say it might have been Dutch. I don't remember what country it came from, but you got to play as one of several different characters. The easiest setting was the frat boy who could consume a lot of alcohol without getting sick.
I'm sorry, that's amazing.
And then there was a petite female who was the hardest character to play as. Yeah, Zephalo, that was it. Danglestorm remembers it. You had to pick up molecules of alcohol and then deposit them in trash cans before you got sick.
Okay, everybody, we are going to be starting the countdown in Discord. So, Jeff, what emotes should what emotes should chat spam?
I mean, the main thing in the game are you get these cards, like computer cards.
Technology.
Technology.
Spam
there we go.
Technology, everybody. And yeah. Ooh, robots. Good. I need robots.
Robots are good.
Molin, she's kind of technology.
Yeah, robots are good.
Yeah.
There are. I don't know that these things look like robots, but the manual says there are robots here. So.
Well, all of the players are off and getting rolling.
So you might not think this is that bad at first. Like, the music's kind of catchy. The graphics are okay. The main character sprite's a little weird looking, but you will quickly find out, I guess if you were playing this, what the problem is, and you are going to see it visually shortly. So it's one of these platformers that goes screen by screen, but it doesn't tell you which screens you can walk toward, you can go onto, and which ones you can't.
Okay.
So it might be like there's no wall or anything, but then you still can't go there. So the right side might be you just have to go over and touch it and see that it doesn't take you anywhere.
Well, that's cool.
Or Or maybe it does. You don't know.
Not
Um,
exactly the most inspiring thing.
No, and your health is the energy. You have 100. There is no indication as to when you've gotten hit, other than your energy goes down. So there's no sound, there's no iframes, there's nothing visually,
I
and
mean,
the hitboxes are a little weak or a little wonky.
to tell the truth, for the time that this game came out, it wasn't too unusual to have games that either had music or sound, but not both at the same time. And it seems like this game just opted, let's have music and not even give sound as an option.
Yeah, that is true, but the lack of visual feedback is really a problem, particularly the lack of iframes, because that 100 health may seem like a lot, but it goes by real fast. And some of these enemies are look like they go just above your head, or only touch you very briefly.
Yeah.
But they do a ton of damage, and actually their hitboxes are larger than they look.
So when you die, do you go back to a previous screen, or like?
You go back to the same screen when you die,
Okay.
and you have 6 lives. So honestly, the hardest part of the game is not the platforming. This is basically a gigantic maze. If you take the platforming fairly slowly, you should be able to get really far into the game without taking any damage. If you rush things, you're going to get hit and die a lot.
Chat, don't worry. I see your message and I will fix it. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it. There you go. Bam. I don't know how... It's probably going to be until round 3 that I start getting that right. Oh, you know what? You know what I can do? In my spreadsheet, maybe if I like put thick borders around it, then highlight it in bright green. Maybe.
I mean, in general, you'll know that the title is wrong if it's anything written in English in one of my games.
I love it. By the way, I think it's about time for me to read the lore for people. Uh-oh.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, it's in German in the manual, so this is courtesy of Google Translate, which actually did a great job.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. I'm gonna read it as an old person who doesn't understand technology like in the game. Okay. The Burries live beneath the surface of the planet Europe. Oh, it's Burry backwards. Okay. I got it. Generations ago, they had to retreat underground because their planet had become uninhabitable due to a terrible war. In order for the Burries to survive without daylight, they had built a gigantic computer that has provided them with artificial light ever since. But one day it happened that one of the Burries, called Burry, stole the 8 most important plug-in cards from the computer. Oh no, the peripherals, Jeff. What are they going to do without their peripherals?
That part's not in the lore.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I imagine old man talks to you occasionally, Jeff. He's just like, I need to communicate about Hollow Earth theory. Okay. He wanted to blackmail the Burries with it. They should make him their king, otherwise he wouldn't give out the cards again. I suppose. Without this, the computer could only run for a short time. Energy is stored in the cards, Jeff, in the cards. Computer failure would ultimately mean the death of all Burries. To prevent the cards from being found on him, Burry ventured onto the surface of the planet and hid them in an old castle. As he was about to explore it, he suddenly discovered an old military base. What? There's a military base inside of the castle?
I couldn't tell exactly from the description if one was inside the other or they were nearby.
Okay. Yeah. It was largely destroyed, but the automatic guard robots still worked. Bunbury fled and Bennigan returned below the surface. There, he regretted what he had done and promised never to do anything again. That's right, Jeff. He promised to just sit there, stare, doing nothing. Since the
I mean, it's better than playing this game.
I mean, possibly. I don't know. Like, I can see that this game has issues, but at the same time, it feels very, like, okay, the graphics are definitely DOS, but the gameplay feels ZX Spectrum-like.
Yeah,
Is
I could see
how
that.
I would describe it, yeah. Okay, more lore. Since the cards were still in the castle and in the military base, I guess somehow he just threw a few in there. Someone had to be found to get them out of there. You have been selected for this task. You control the most popular, bravest, and most respected of all berries, Dan Burry. With him, you have to explore the Eerie Castle, explore the dangerous military base, and avoid the enemies there. You are on your own, and the only weapon you have is your dexterity. Remember, it is vital for the berries to find Outlet cards. Only when they have found 4 of them do they get to the military base. The fate of all berries depends on you. Good luck.
Yeah, so that's quite the lore, and it doesn't have any problems at all. I love it.
Now, Fuzzy just collected a card. It looks like Zinnick Reverie has one, and Third Tail has 2. I assume that is how we measure progress in this game.
Yeah, we've seen someone get up to 3 so far.
Oh, who?
I think it was Tenmikyu.
Okay.
Well, I've just been sort of looking at the screens and counting how many we've gotten. I found
You turn into a rotating cross when you die. I love it.
yes. I was able to find. I played this for like 20 minutes or so, and I was able to find 4 cards. And so it's possible that people might finish, but I got real lost by that point.
Yeah. I can sort of see that. Honestly, one thing that I think people rarely do that could help on occasions is take a few notes as you're playing a game like this, so that you don't have to just rely on your memory. And anything that was made before the year 2000, that could be a possibility that they kind of expected you to do. Actually, maybe before 1990, but this is Germany, and outside of Japan and the US, if a game was made, it essentially followed those old school rules up until about the year 2000. So old school rule, you probably need to take notes.
Yeah, this game is much easier to get through if you get out some graph paper, or at least just draw it on some scrap paper you have, at least a little bit of an outline of the map, because it is real difficult to go through it efficiently, because if you don't remember being in the room before, you won't remember whether you can exit the screen to the left or the right. So you might end up spending time going to the other side of the room for nothing.
Yeah, what I would oh my gosh. I can just imagine the nightmare of notes that I would make, that anybody looking at them would be like, I have no idea what this is. I don't even know if it's, like, intelligent. And then I'd look at it, I'm like, I don't know if it's intelligent either.
Well, it doesn't need to be intelligent, just needs to get you through the game.
Yeah.
And see, I think you're seeing a lot of people just keep running into the walls since they don't remember where things are.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like it's a wall.
Right. So I kind of feel like that was intentional, right? Like to add to the difficulty of the game. If they actually showed you where the walls were, it would really change the gameplay quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they didn't make the platforming too hard. I mean, the I don't know what those things are. The water, the whatever it is in those pits, those kill you right away. But the birds and the other monsters, you touch them, you take a lot of damage, but you can survive. And if you are patient, you can get by them without any damage. There aren't any situations where you're forced to take damage.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm looking at the website for the Legacy because they made essentially very few people knew about the company that made this game, the Merging Minds. It was published by Bodair Software GmbH. I have no idea what that is, and apparently sold for about 15 Deutschmarks.
I think Codeman in chat mentioned that there was some other game, like a strategy game or something, that they had made. But it may have gotten lost a little bit during the emote spam at the beginning.
You're probably right. I mean, emotes are important.
Yeah, the Anno series, ANNO.
Oh, I know those. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So we have right now 10 McU is wait, no, I have my multi-twitch in a different order. We have Zenek in an area in a new area.
Yeah, this is the military base. Lots of lava. Military investing in volcanoes.
So this is the first time we've seen somebody there and with 5 cards. So that's really impressive for 13 minutes into this match. But it's a very large maze, so...
Yeah, a very, very large maze. You know, actually, the castle seems much more sophisticated than the military base.
Yeah. That, go ahead.
Just so you know, Jeff, I'm gonna have to run for a few minutes, but I will be back as soon as I'm able, okay?
That sounds good. I will not at all do anything to your chat while you're gone.
Don't do anything weird, Jeff.
Okay.
Well, okay, you can do a few weird things, like 1 or 2.
Oh, thank you. All right, so I now have permission to do between 8 and 12 weird things. That's what I heard him say. So let's talk about let's talk about bad games from Germany. I've had a couple of them on here. Some of them from pre-unification. So we had some West German games. And actually, it looks like Zenek's getting real close to finishing the game in 14 minutes. 15 minutes, which is pretty incredible. Nobody else has gotten past 4 cards so far. We will perhaps have some East German games again at some point. I do have a particular interest in the Soviet bloc games. Also keep in mind though, you know, Zenek only has 3 lives left, and once you game over, you have to start from scratch. Obviously it helps a bit to know where the cards are, but it still takes a while to get through it. That's kind of why I was expecting it would take people a little bit longer to get through this, is because I figured there'd be some more deaths along the way. But if you play it real safe, and I think if you know that you're 1 card away from finishing the game, you're likely to play it fairly safe. We had previously a German game called Vissel Circus, where you got to play a clown, and I think Brosentia really disliked having a very spooky-looking clown in a game. It was supposed to be a fun game, but well, I guess most games are supposed to be fun games, but it was supposed to be kind of lighthearted and not spooky, but it was nevertheless troubling to some people who don't like clowns. Yes, a completely normal clown. I have also recently found, thanks to some German lovers of old DOS games, I've been pointed towards some new websites, and Zenek now has all of the cards, and this is, as far as I know, hopefully they'll finish this shortly, the first evidence of completion of this game. There is only one YouTube video so far, and it only goes 5 minutes into the game. So I'm not entirely sure how much game is left. Oh, that spike was rough, down to 2 lives. Do I have an opinion on Mystery of the Druids? I do not. Unfortunately, I spend a lot more of my time these days looking at platformers rather than adventure games, because I'm trying to find things that'll be good fits for Kuso6rande. And Zenek has amazingly finished the game in 18 minutes. which is pretty remarkable. I certainly did not expect a completion that fast. It looks like the third tail is gonna probably have a hard time completing the game with that one last life. Sometimes it's real hard to predict how long players are going to take. They should all be playing at the same speed. It's whatever DOS box detected for them. But it may be that that he's playing a little bit more slowly, but yeah, well, that is not a thing that I did. I'm gonna blame that on the competitors for being too good at playing video games. But as you can see, I don't think anybody else has gotten past 5 cards so far. And so that was sort of where I was expecting people to be at this point, about 20 minutes into the game. And it's really just a matter of being patient, which is hard to do when you are in a race.
Oh, hello there.
Hey, so a thing happened.
Oh.
We have a completion, which was kind of unexpected, but Zenek is real good.
Yeah, that is great. You know, it happens on occasion. Hey, it's no laser dolphin, but
so there are 8 cards. Zenek got all 8 and then went to the exit. I think beyond that, the most we've seen is 5 cards, which is where I was expecting folks to be around this time of the match. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw everybody eventually complete it, but I have a feeling that everybody else is going for memory. And we have games here that feature or that require a variety of different skills. So
Yeah.
a lot of people think of this as, you have to be good at platforms to be good at Kuso, but even platformers have, different things you need to know. Sometimes it's memory. Sometimes it's, pure platforming. Sometimes it's puzzle solving. But then there's also sort of a unique skill for playing mystery games where you need to experiment, trying different things, not get too hung up on trying the same thing over and over again. And some of these games just have real weird mechanics.
Yeah. Like, honestly, identifying what sort of game you are going to be fighting against is very helpful. I mean, you can look at the screens, there is no time limit. What is going to stop your progress, your energy, and your lives? So more important than going fast is just making sure that you do not run out of energy or lives. Figure out how to avoid damage whenever possible. And I think the players are figuring that out. Taking certain rooms a little bit slower. I mean, look at Fuzzy, just analyzing the room a little bit to try to understand. Oh, never mind. Fuzzy got a game over and is sitting at the beginning here.
But yeah, it may be occurring to folks at this point that, hey, maybe going off memory isn't going to be the way to do it. Or maybe come up with some sort of strategy. So like when I was playing this, I tried, whenever I got into a room, before using any ladders that were there, I'd explore all the way to the left and all the way to the right, then go back and use the ladders.
I think at the very least, having a mental map like that helps. Did Third Tail just accidentally screen wrap the game? I think so.
That's a thing.
That's new. Okay. Yeah, Third Tail trying it again.
Zenek's probably going to go for the speedrun strats now.
Yeah, Zenek said, I'm going to keep playing it. Apparently Zenek really enjoyed it, so good.
See, that's the thing. Like, if you don't get frustrated with the maze, it's actually kind of fun. Like, the first 10 minutes I was playing this, I kind of enjoyed it. And then I realized, like, I don't have any idea where I'm going. I've only gotten 5 cards or 4 cards, and I feel really stuck now. That frustration made this really not fun for me.
Oh, yeah. I think one thing that I recommend as well for people coming into Kuso6rande matches, especially if you're new, honestly, the biggest thing that you're trying for is to not be last, and even if you are last, that's okay. You got to experience a new game, you know? I'm somebody who generally does not do it very well when it comes to playing games blind. And simply put, I usually expect to come in last, so if I don't, it's a pleasant surprise. It's very easy to get intimidated by a game that is a genre that you usually do not experience. And so figuring out ways to just sort of relax a little bit and enjoy the game as much as possible, I think it makes it easier and less worrying. I tend to play a lot of mind games with myself, though. Aw, chat says I'm a pleasant surprise. Aw, I love you too,
Aw.
chat.
Yeah, there's a lot of mind games and meta going on in races.
It
Trying to
does.
figure out.
It does seem that Tenmiku's game is running a little bit slower than the others, though.
I'm not sure why that happened, but we can suggest to him to change the cycles or something. I tried with a few different settings of cycles, and they all gave me the same speed.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little bit odd. My only concern is that it could either make the game easier or harder for Tenmiku.
So far, it doesn't look like it's making it easier. been watching. I've been watching how he's been doing, but it certainly could make it harder to if you're not going through the rooms as quickly. So I'm not entirely sure, but I would guess it's something with Tenmiku's computer,
It
more likely.
could possibly be. If it is, in fact, slower. Oh, just looking at the rock drops there, yeah, it definitely is compared to Xenix. Simply put, it would make it a lot longer to actually find the various screens, but it would also give you more reaction time to any, like, when you enter a new room. That's where I see a lot of people die. They just charge into a new room and hold left for like 1 frame too long.
Yes, exactly. When you get into the rooms, and you can see the spikes going up if you go a little bit more slowly. But if you keep dying to them, you have to start over from the beginning.
Tenmiku is in the military base in a very clear second here. Yeah, this is something that we want to bring up because we try to make the matches as fair as possible. So if it does seem like there may be an unfair advantage by one of the players or some of the players, you know, we do want to bring that up and talk with our referee about it. Our referee here, by the way, is Kate. Kate has put in a lot of work making sure that the matches happen, and that you know, essentially whenever there needs to be a tough call, we make those tough calls. Yeah,
it's always difficult with both with emulation. People have different types of computers, and the games themselves often have issues. This one is pretty good at being not dependent on your computer speed. Sometimes we get ones where you know, having a 386 versus a 486 changes a lot about the game, but I tested this with different cycles and that wasn't the issue. There's been some discussion, maybe it's having VSync on or off.
maybe. But again, this is something that we can discuss.
Yeah, I mean, the
with-
animations are certainly slower on, but I don't know how much. I mean, you go through these screens pretty fast either way.
Yeah, but it's the reaction time that gets a
Right.
lot of people killed. And
Yeah.
just having, like, a fraction of a second definitely makes a difference when it comes to that. Anyway, yeah, we'll hold that discussion with staff and such. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and keep enjoying this game, because guess what? The third tale is also on to this stage. On to the military base. Fuzzy is struggling a little bit more with this game.
Yeah, I believe it's Fuzzy's first time in Kuso6rande, and
Oh yeah.
wasn't really sure what to expect. Sometimes, and this is the first match of first time in Kuso6rande, so
Yeah.
there's a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, I didn't really know about Fuzzy until recently. I guess Fuzzy is partnered on Twitch, and from what I saw, does some Call of Duty streams there. And simply put, if you are playing a lot of first-person shooters and then suddenly you get a Jeff game, welcome to Kuso6rande.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, Tenmiku speedruns Polish DOS games, and so
Yeah.
I don't really, well, because he's Polish, so you know, has some nostalgia for some of the games, but it is much more in line with the kinds of games that I give out than Call of Duty. But you never know. People have often hidden skills that come out when they play these games. But I this is for the remaining three competitors, more of what I was expecting as far as how progress would go.
Yeah. Like, Zenik just kind of blew the game away.
Yeah.
I like these spiders, though. The spiders, they're my friends, okay?
Spiders are your friends.
Well, these specific ones, the ones with two legs that just walk sideways. Maybe they're more like crabs. Crabs are basically water spiders anyway.
Okay. Can't argue with that.
Yeah,
I mean, I could.
Ted
but I'm just
Miko is
not
getting some strange lag in that room
weird.
that we didn't see with any of the other streams. And that, I want to point out, that appears to make it much easier to land on the platform, moving across the death pits than for anybody else. Like Zenik even, managed to do that moving platform. But yeah, I don't know. It's something strange. Something strange is going on.
Yeah. Well, there's also a little bit of lag on the stream as well.
Yeah, we're having buffering, but no, that appeared to be game-related lag.
Yeah. The other thing is, just because you're further along, like as far as getting towards the exit, doesn't mean you necessarily picked up all the cards along the way, right? So, like,
Yeah.
if you missed something early on, you're in trouble when you get to the end, because it's not just getting all 8 cards, and you get all 8 and then go to the end. So going back to pick something up can be very time-consuming.
Yeah, well, I'll try to get Tenmika's stream back up. As it turns out, the internet has many Comcasts in this world. There we go, Tenmiku back, starting the game over again. Fuzzy taking a death right there. Ooh, Chad is pointing out something that would be a small change for a game that could actually make a relatively big difference, and that's making each of the cards look a little bit unique. Honestly, yeah, one issue that this game has is that visuals are so repetitive that it's a little bit hard to keep track of where you are. Like, yeah, I'm glad that the castle has some green arches and stuff, but then you get right back into sort of the terrain that you got used to in the first area of the game, and because of that, it's easy to get lost. Third tail, though, onto the very dark, very scary cave. Actually, the mildly, lightly lit. It's not very dark. Doesn't seem very scary either. Also, it's a military base.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be artificially lit, according to the lore, although I see quite a lot of actual fires. And I assume lights as well. Can't tell what some of these things are. But yeah, it looks like Tenmiku's gotten either 6 or 7 cards.
Right around there, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I think the third tail's gotten 5. I'm not sure if they've gotten a 6th one yet. But they seem to be well on their way to getting a 6th card right now. But yeah, I agree. It is very repetitive. In fact, it was to the point where I'm like, oh, there's something in this room. Great, that'll distinguish it from every other room. And some of the, it was weird because all of these graphics in the background look like things I'd like to interact with. They're like machines and things look like they could be switches. But unfortunately, everything is background except the enemies and the cards. Well, and the ladders, I suppose. And the pits of death. But yeah, I mean, certainly having different colors for the cards probably wouldn't have been a particularly hard thing to change.
Okay, I am talking to Tenmiku, by the way, and Tenmiku is using the version of RetroArch that Corndan put together for Kuso6rande. Corndan put a lot of work into making sure that the emulator was as standardized as possible, but Tenmiku does kind of have a crap computer per Tenmiku, so that could definitely be an explanation there.
Yeah, that feels like most likely what's going on. So we're getting close to seeing a third tail completion. As long as they take it slowly from here on out, 4 lives should be enough. Those moving platforms, they're real tiny, but you actually have a pretty good degree of control while you're in the air.
Yeah, that is not exactly too standard when it came to PC games of the era. Like, I mean, I suppose Duke Nukem made it relatively easy to control while you were in the air, but it seems like if you stop holding over, you just stop moving completely. I'm not sure if I like that too much. I like to have a little heft. Like Mario, you know, if you stop holding over, sure, you might not go as fast.
Yeah, I mean, Mario is just an amazing revolution in controller character controlling. Just how beautifully it plays, and obviously it's a lot of work to get all that physics right. So,
hey, the third tail has completed the game as well. Congratulations there.
All right, so we have 2 left, and 20 minutes left in the match. But I'm really excited that we've had 2 completions so far. Certainly wasn't expecting anybody to get through the game in 15 minutes, but 40 minutes is still excellent. And hopefully we'll see 2 more completions.
That would be great. Yeah, I would love to see 4 people completing this game. Okay, third tail is going to be grabbing a little bit of water, so we'll probably get to hear the ending theme for a little bit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it doesn't happen too often that we get 4 completions of a game, but it's always exciting. It's like, you know, even if somebody struggled a little bit more with the game, it just feels so good when you're able to actually get through it and be like, okay, I figured this out. I did it. Maybe it took me a little bit longer than others, but I did it. We are good.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the kind of janky games, it feels good to defeat them.
Oh yeah.
But this is actually, I think, a reasonable length for a DOS game. Keep in mind, this is not shareware. This was actually a commercial release, so
yeah.
I would expect them to be a little bit longer, but
well, for the price as well, I don't know how much 15 Deutschmarks was in 1995. Do you have any idea about German to American currency in the 90s?
No, but Google will. Google Deutschmark conversion. $2. Okay. No, I don't want to know about euros. Okay. So, you know what? Somebody in chat will probably know.
Yeah, somebody is saying that it was relatively
It was budget. Okay.
budget.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not sure I'd call this exactly shovelware because it was involved some ingenuity or some differences compared to other things. They didn't just slap new sprites on something and call it a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it certainly doesn't have as much content as other things that were coming out at the time.
Apparently, the Deutschmark was worth more than the US dollar at that time, but if they were still paying about 80 Deutschmarks or $100, probably a little more than $100 US dollars at that time, then this $15-20 game would definitely be a lot cheaper in comparison. Yeah. So
yeah,
that completely makes sense. I think by today's standard, you know, that might be a little bit expensive, especially since games tend to be a lot cheaper worldwide these days just because of distribution.
Games are unreasonably cheap these days. Like, certainly, you know, some of the AAA titles might seem like they cost a lot, but what most indie developers charge is just you are getting, I mean, compared to like a movie ticket where, you know, you get like 2 hours of entertainment, that's it. What you get from the value you get out of games for what you pay is it's pretty amazing.
It's true. I'd really agree there. The big question, though, I think that the reason games tend to be a little bit cheaper these days, that, you know, you haven't really seen games get out of the $50 to $60 range, even for AAA games, unless you get like the DLC and crap.
Right.
The reason you still see that is because a lot more people are playing games these days, and because they have a bigger audience, they're able to get more sales and thus make more money despite not increasing the price.
So you're telling me that there are probably a few million people that played this game, that's why it was so cheap.
No, I'm saying AAA games, okay?
There was a lot of demand for this game.
This game is like double D.
Percent.
Shut up, okay? It's a good game.
Yeah,
they're good games, Brent.
So how about that boat? You hear about the boat?
Which boat? Oh yeah, the big boat.
The only boat people are talking about.
The Sleepy Boy. No, there was another boat in Florida that blocked traffic. You know, we're getting copycat boats out there.
Copycat boats?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, the boat's still there. As far as I can tell, it gave birth recently, so that was nice.
I hope there wasn't anything on it that I'm waiting for. I mean,
the thing is, like, I saw news articles saying it's gonna lead to a toilet paper shortage. I'm like, not again. Not again. Seriously. Why is it always toilet paper, okay? You thought that we were all going to die of starvation, but no, we're just going to die of not being able to wipe our butts.
That's not something you die of. That's something that you get a bidet for.
Well, yeah. You go outside, get a bidet, and guess what? Bam, the virus gets you. Yeah, you were going to have a clean butt. It's too late, you're dead.
There's always butts on this channel. It always comes back to butts, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, butts are important, okay? If you didn't have a butt, where would it all go? I don't know.
It would go in the giant Kuso pile.
Gross. That's pretty gross. I can't believe you'd say that. Yeah, simply put, we've got enough toilet paper for like a week or two, probably. But after that, if the toilet paper shortage comes back and haunts us, I don't know, maybe I'll just take more showers than usual, you know? You gotta learn how to deal with it.
Well, then your skin will dry out.
We've got lotion. There's not a lotion shortage. There's not a petroleum jelly shortage. They have too much oil. Just cover yourself in petroleum jelly after the shower, and guess what? You can deal with the toilet paper shortage. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
They'll probably even pay you to take petroleum jelly these days. Like, yeah.
Wow, that would be great. You could be, maybe you could get a sponsorship.
Oh, Chad is saying there will be an oil shortage following this. Use, like, coconut oil. See, I've got so many ideas, Jeff, how to deal with the apocalypse, okay? Or, what you could do, go out into your backyard, pick all the weeds, extract oil from them. Yeah, weeds. Not that kind of weed, okay? Just other types of weeds,
Wow.
Squeeze them, and then bathe in the weed juice.
This channel's all about sex and drugs, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's nothing. Just because the boat gave birth doesn't mean that it's all about that, okay?
Hopefully, we have 12 minutes left. We could still see one or two more completions. I think the third tail pretty much knows what to do at this point to at least get to 7 of the cards.
Oh wait, Jeff, I thought of an easier solution. Turn on a humidifier in your house. That'll help.
They'll help with what?
Makes it humid.
We were talking about cleaning your butt. How does
and also dry skin. Take more showers, get dry skin, turn on a humidifier, bam, you don't need toilet paper anymore.
Okay. All right. I can't argue with you there.
Yeah, see? Okay, this is how inventors think. This is how science goes. By the way, yeah, we are getting close to the end of the match. We have about 10 minutes left. Miku has gotten about 5 or 6 cards. Fuzzy is definitely behind. Both Third Tail and Zenik Reverie have finished with Zenik taking first.
Sorry, I got confused when I was talking about which competitors. Right, because Third Tail already finished.
Yep.
That's why it clearly looks like the Third Tail knows what to do to finish the game. Yeah, I'm not sure where we are between them. I think Tenmiku's a little bit further ahead. Right?
Sorry, Justin came in and I'm telling him that his milkshakes have destroyed my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Tenmiku is still ahead of Fuzzy. I don't think Fuzzy has made it to the military base. Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm seeing. Tenmiku getting a full game over, going back to the beginning.
The game overs are pretty punishing.
They really are. I mean, you have to go back to the very beginning and you have to remember the whole maze if you didn't take notes. And if you did take notes, you have to remember what your notes mean. So it is complicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's... Oh, they said I need to be nice to Justin. I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah, be nice to Justin.
He didn't hear me.
I mean, it's really not Justin's fault that you're lactose intolerant. That's on you.
But if somebody makes something for you, you eat it, okay? You have to eat it if they love
And
you.
you don't?
Yeah, if you love them, you have to eat it.
What is that?
What?
So
It's love.
Okay, so like...
He's also lactose intolerant, okay? And he still made him and ate him, so that wasn't an excuse I could use.
Yeah, you could. You'd be like, hey...
I mean, I tried.
What do you mean you tried?
I said, no, it's like 11:30 at night, and it's got milk, and it's gonna mess me up, and he's like, I don't care.
Why did you say no? You're not supposed to refuse food from someone you love.
Yeah, that was my first fault. Okay, and the second one was refusing and then accepting.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. You should have taken a principled stand here. One way or the other. Either, hey, I'm gonna take one for the team, and go ahead and consume this potion of death, or hey, no, this is gonna make me sick. But doing both probably seemed like the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, but
Wait,
we both took Lactaid too, not the sequel, the original.
Has that ever? I mean, I had a little bit. I mean, it never really worked for me, the Lactaid, but
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just like you have to like take one Lactaid per scoop or something like that. I don't know.
how many did you take?
One.
Well, how many scoops did you eat?
He told me to keep putting ice cream in. He's like, I've got this giant blender. It's not even like a normal size blender. It's like 2 times size. He's like, keep putting it in. And I'm like, that's enough, right? He's like, no, more. So I just put more ice cream in. I just kept scooping.
Well, see, maybe the problem you could have had it all solved. You could have demonstrated your love and not gotten sick if you had just followed
I just
the
wanted
instructions on the
yogurt.
Lactaid.
I just wanted yogurt because yogurt for some reason doesn't really mess me up.
Yeah, it doesn't have as much lactose in it.
Yeah.
It does have a lot of sugar. It has a lot of sugar instead, but
we've got one of the big Ninja blenders. That's what we've got. Like normal Ninja, little teeny guy, but no, this is like Super Ninja. It's like if you combined a Ninja blender with Andre the Giant. That's the kind of blender that we had. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a good combination.
I like Andre.
Why would you want an 8-foot tall blender?
For milkshakes, Jeff. Why else would you get one?
Why would you put a milkshake in the... Wait, hold on. Why would you put that in the Ninja anyway? Like, isn't that going to just reduce the whole thing to liquid?
He was going to put ice in it, but we didn't have any ice.
Ice in your milkshake?
So
okay, but
it was
definitely have ice.
Because he keeps turning off the ice maker. I'm like, no, we need ice, and he's like, nope. And then when he goes to get ice, there's no ice. And so yeah, essentially, like, it was less milkshake and more sugar milk beverage. I mean, it still tasted really good. Oh, Eddie, look, we've got a game going on, and Ted Miko is back into the military base.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we could talk about the game.
Well, that was fun talking about the game for a hot, like, 10 seconds. Yeah, you can definitely make milkshakes with the blender and ice cubes. It's just that if you don't have the ice cubes, it doesn't work so well. Then again, we don't really use ice that much, so I sort of understand turning it off from time to time. Here's the deal, our ice maker doesn't know when to stop. It just keeps going.
Well, it stops when you turn it off, at least, right?
Well, yeah, but you have to reach past all of the ice in order to turn it off. So if it's blocked, too bad. Ice forever. It's just, yeah.
So my freezer, like, when the ice gets stacked up too high, it's a little metal thing that swings up and that stops it from making more ice. Is that not how yours works?
It's supposed to. It's supposed to stop making, but it doesn't. It just keeps going.
I'm imagining like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but like instead of water, just ice cubes filling your house.
That hasn't happened to me. I have had bubbles cover like an entire room one time, or at least the entire floor of someone. Okay, so when I was a teen, I learned that you do not put Dawn in the dishwasher. And I learned it the hard way. Like, you don't push, you have to use dishwashing soap and not Dawn ever.
Yeah.
There were bubbles everywhere, Jeff.
I could see that.
It was kind like, I was terrified at the time because I was like, I ruined everything. But now I feel like I would laugh a lot more these days if that happened to me. Be like, oh, I'm so dumb. Now the water is everywhere and there are bubbles. Oh.
Just have a foam party.
Yeah, foam party at my house in my kitchen. Just ignore what else is possibly in the water. Yeah, okay, here's the deal, chat. I'm enjoying this game. I love the music. I do think that this game could be fun to play. Everything looks the same.
Yes.
And that, I think, is the biggest flaw, especially when it comes to me having to try to pay attention to this.
Yeah, it's hard to pay attention to. And the thing that frustrated me the most is not having indicators as to which sides you can exit.
Yeah, I would agree.
But it's a lot less frustrating to watch it than it is to actually be having to constantly try to remember things and figure out where you were. And
Fuzzy,
I just kept ending up in the same room over and over again.
Fuzzy is having some really dumb deaths there, trying to jump over the cool little crab spider, and just if you touch that water, you don't even have to really fall in it. If you touch the water, you're dead. You're water soluble. That's how it is on planet Erub. Yeah, that's right. Erub. And everybody take a breather. Breathe in, breathe out, because this match is done. That's right, donezo. We have no more of this match. That was Dan Burry for DOS, a game that came out in Germany and basically disappeared for a long time. Finally coming back last year, and then Jeff letting us see this beautiful game. I actually kind of dig a lot of the aesthetics, and it runs well, except on Tenmiku's machine.
Yeah, I figured round one I'd go a little easier on them. They won't be so fortunate next time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and invite Zenik over to come chat. Like, yeah, you said that you didn't get close to clearing it in an hour. Simply put, what was I thinking?
Zenek's amazing.
Zenek is really good. Yeah, Zenek is really good. Honestly, if the players do better than the GMs, then that is usually a great sign for the players. And simply put, sometimes they blow away any of our expectations. So seriously, great job, Zenek, for doing this. It looks like they will be joining us in just a little bit. Just got to get everything set up. So yeah, Cadis and I talked a little bit about how the computer with 10 Miku, and it looks like the slowdown had both a benefit and a setback. The setback being that it took a lot more time to get through areas. The benefit being that there was a little bit more response time. So I think that it more or less evened out there. Hello there, Zenek. Welcome.
Hey, Rosen, how's it going?
Going great. Congratulations. You cleared that game super fast.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I liked it. My first attempt, I noticed there was very limited lives and it very easy to take damage.
Yes.
So just second attempt took it really slowly, really carefully, and got to the end.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea. How did you remember where everything was, though?
I don't know. I just remembered.
Okay, good job having a better brain than me.
I'm good with mazes and like dungeon crawler type stuff, so I have a good sense of direction.
Good. Yeah, I honestly really like dungeon crawlers. The biggest problem for me is, though, that it's not very easy to tell certain screens apart. Like, from a commentary standpoint, this was kind of a nightmare to talk about because I'm like, oh, there's that screen that we may have seen 20 times. I'm not sure. And
there's very little transition between the two. It just pops from one screen to the next.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get a sense of change. The only difference is the color, the background swap between the castle and the military base.
Yeah, honestly, I would say the military base looked less sophisticated than the castle. Like, they put a lot of work into that castle.
Well, it's a dilapidated military base, right? Nobody's been keeping it up. Castle.
I mean,
those things
what
last
with
forever.
all the lava? Yeah, definitely a problem for that base. So, your overall thoughts of the game, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It reminded me of a few other DOS games I played. So.
Oh, like what?
Cold Dreams.
I don't know that. Are you judging me now? I feel like I'm being judged.
No, not at all.
I'm judging you because I don't know what that game is.
It's an interesting game.
Okay, cool. Well, Zenek, honestly, great job. I know that you've been around the community for a long time. It's great to see you get this victory today. Are you streaming anything else over at your channel?
Not recently. It's been a while. Mostly you'll see me do races and things in the mystery community. So maybe one day I'll get back to regular streaming.
That's all right. Well, offline, are there any recent games that you stumbled across that you are loving?
I recently played Hollow Knight. Anticipating.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't beaten it,
Great
though.
game.
Kicked my butt. Seriously.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Go enjoy being a bug, Zenek. Like, honestly, this was a lot of fun to watch. I'm glad that, you were able to get a game that you jived with quite a bit. Well,
Yeah, it's good to be back. I was actually in Kuso6rande 2, or Kuso6rande.
Oh my gosh, that was ages ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
many years.
heck yeah. Well, good job. Have a great afternoon, okay? Relax and take care.
All right, have fun.
All right, see ya. Jeff, thank you so much for the game. I'll see you later as well.
Welcome. Have a great rest of Kuso6rande.
Yeah. Oh, well, everybody, The little dancing K at the bottom left. People are calling him crappy, I guess. Yeah, he's just here dancing. That's all he's doing. Doesn't really have anything else to do. So I'm going to go ahead and run a quick ad as he dances and we listen to good music. And we will be right back with our second of 4 games today. Oh my gosh, Widow Blue Bowie, thank you for the gift subs. And thank you everybody else who has subscribed as well over the last little while. We do give away a lot of prizes during Kuso6rande. It is an extremely huge help, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, welcome on back to Kuso6rande, the Bad Video Game Tournament. I want to apologize to Fuzzy as well because I said they were a Call of Duty streamer. Apparently, I've got the wrong Fuzzy. So, huge apology there. So, no Call of Duty happening over there. You know what? Everybody's played Call of Duty like once or twice, right? Everybody's a Call of Duty player. Right? Apparently there are many Fuzzies in this world. I'm sorry. I don't know.